So we'll begin today by showing you just how easy it is to set up your business in KeyPay. It really couldn't be quicker, taking less than a minute. Simply add the company's house registration number here, and as you can see, the system will pull through most of the details for you. So now we have our business set up. Let's take a look at the home page. As you can see, the year-to-date figures are at the top of the page. Moving down to the action items and notices, so you can see these before you go diving into a pay run. If there's anything you need to complete, an unfinalised pay run or a pending expense request, for example, you'll be reminded of that here. Simply click on the blue text on the right and you'll be taken straight to that relevant screen. And below the action items, you have the list of your employees. You also have their job title, pay schedule, and when they were last paid. As you can see from this, you can manage different pay frequencies together all in the same place as well. You can quickly access any employee's details from here as well. Simply click on their name and the details will open up in a new tab for you. I can even see previous employees here if I click on this arrow. Next we have the pay runs tab. Here you can access all the pay runs that have ever been created in the business. You can go back into these at any time if you need to, simply by clicking on the blue pay period dates on the left hand side. We'll only take a quick glance at this now because we'll be coming back to this screen later on. These icons here give you a really quick overview on what's been successfully completed and what hasn't in the pay run. They're colour coded using a traffic light system for ease. You can find a guide to these symbols by clicking on the information icon above the pay runs. Looking at this business, you can see that the HMRC submissions for this pay run have not been submitted yet. However, payslips have been published, and as an example further down here you can see the journal failed to export. The Approved Leave tab takes you to the leave calendar and allows the viewer to see who has taken any kind of leave, including sickness, holiday or statutory leave. I'm not going to go into this in any depth here because it's more for the end client than for bureaus, but you'll find there are a series of filters that enable you to easily select the leave request, type or employee that you're looking for. Next we have the Reports tab. There's a wide range of reports that you can access, including payroll, employee and benefits. You'll also find the HMRC report in here, along with your RTI submission messages. However, I really want to show you the report packs today because for bureaus they are an essential part of reporting. You can put together a package of reports that can be sent out automatically at the end of each pay run or even on a schedule. And they're quick and easy to put together. So today I'm creating a pack that will report on the current pay run. The first thing I need to do is give it a name. I'm going to send a P32 report and a detailed activity report, essentially an abbreviated gross to net, and I'm going to send these automatically at the end of each pay run. Now, you have a choice of formats to send each report in, and I'm going to choose to send both in a PDF format today. This is because I don't want my client to be able to make any changes made to the report. For GDPR purposes, I'm also going to tick the box requiring the recipient to log in to download the files. Just an extra note on this, we'll only send a secure link to recipients, not the actual reports. I can create as many report packs as I want, and as you can see, I already have a few set up here. This is handy because it means I can send reports separately to clients and their HR departments as well as their finance team, in addition to any specific reports to internal colleagues. These can be different reports sent on different schedules to different recipients. Once set up, they'll save you time every month regarding producing and mailing reports. And finally, we'll take a look at the Payroll Settings tab. Now you'll only see items that are relevant to the business here, so what you see will vary depending on the plan that's been subscribed to. You'll find sections used more frequently, such as the HMRC settings on the left of the screen, and the ones used less often moving towards the right. As well as the home page, you can also use the navibar on the left-hand side of the screen to find these settings, because you don't want to keep coming back to the home screen all the time. I'm going to use this for the remainder of the demo today. So using the navibar, let's take a look at some of the payroll settings now. We'll begin with the payment settings screen. Here, you can set up your HMRC and employee payments using BACS, other bank files, open banking format, as well as automated faster payments through Teleroo. You also have the option to set up a payment file for HMRC here too. You can manage all types of pensions from the pension settings screen, such as salary sacrifice, AVC schemes, SIPPs, and of course, any variety of auto-enrolment schemes. If you use Smart Pension, the People's Pension, Now, Aviva, or Nest, you can send and receive joiner and contribution information in a way similar to how RTI files are sent. And Nest payments are managed automatically, so there's no need to manually trigger these. So with a bit of luck, you may never need to venture onto their websites again. Just a quick trick on the pension settings. When you're adding the staging date, just add the last re-enrolment date, as this will enable the system to calculate the correct re-enrolment date in the future and save you having to add all of the interim staging dates. As you can see, you also have the option to upload your pension manually. Moving on to the HMRC page now. This is a pretty standard screen, but I'm going to go through it today because I want to highlight some usual features for you. If we move down the page, you can see that there's a section for small employees relief. And if you're claiming the employment allowance, ticking yes to confirm the correct year will reveal a new panel to update the final few details. The IR35 functionality can be turned on simply by ticking yes here. This will give you the option of categorising employees on whether they fall into the IR35 or not. Do you send P30 tax reminders to your clients? If so, KeyPay allows you to fully automate tax payment reminders here. The payment reminder function allows you to arrange a date when you will be sent a payment reminder via email. You can opt to receive a basic version that includes the amount due and where to send the payment, or, like I have today, you can choose to receive a detailed version. Looking at the example here, you can see that it includes a full breakdown of the amounts due as well as a tax year and period. Both scenarios provide a reminder of the payment details and the full reference to be applied, including the tax year and period. I'd love to say that we can guarantee that HMRC will never misallocate funds again, but I'm afraid that's just not within my gift. Adding the RTI and agent details enables tax code updates and national insurance number notices to be pulled straight into the pay run, as well as student loan start-stop notices. It also means that the FPS can be sent automatically at the end of each pay run. And as you can see here, you have the option to automatically submit your EPS, even choosing the date to submit it. So now I've reached the bottom of this page, I need to save the details I've added. We don't automatically save the changes in KeyPay. This is because being a true cloud system allows more than one person to be on the same screen at the same time. In fact, by using different browser windows, I can look at multiple business settings within the same business and even make changes while the pay run is open. As you can see, I can open the employee profile and amend their pay rates. Then, in the next tab, update these in the pay run. Not only that, but I can also work in multiple businesses at the same time. So now we'll head back to the HMRC settings page. I'm just going to stay here for a moment longer and go back up to the top so I can draw your attention to this black circle with the question mark inside it here. There's one on every page, and if I click on it, I'll be taken directly to the support document that will provide detailed information for that subject. As you can see here, we've been taken to the HMRC settings support document. As well as this, I can also use the search bar to look up other articles, as well as support video tutorials. We'll jump down to the payslips page now. So you can customize your payslips and even add your own logo here. For GDPR purposes, the employees must log in to download payslips box is already ticked by default. This means that employees have to log in to access the payslips. Here you can view an example of the notification the employees will receive. You can also view the draft payslips from within the pay run. So let's take a look at the chart of accounts. These can be set up manually or imported directly from one of our integrations, and we'll head to the integrations page now and take a look there. As you can see, KeyPay is fully integrated with QuickBooks, Xero, Sage 50, NetSuite, FreshBooks, Zoho Books and Microsoft Business Central, with others being added. So journal uploads for payroll and expenses can be fully automated, just like the RTI files and automatic enrolment. It's really easy to connect. Simply select the integration service you're using and you'll be taken straight to a screen where you can authorize the import. Sage users have a dedicated file upload, and users of other software can also configure their own chart of accounts and journal outputs. Not only journals though, but on this page you can also connect to one of our payment and timesheet integrations. So now we move on to the deductions categories page. You can set up both recurring and one-off deductions here. Adding a deduction is easy. Simply add the correct details, press save, and the deduction is now ready to be added at an employee level. One of the more recent additions in KeyPay is the benefits page. Here you can set up and process payrolling of benefits along with P11Ds, including the P46 car report. Simply click on the green Add button. There are over 14 benefits to choose from, and you can set these up on a per employee basis, or, to save you time, you can bulk apply several employees to the same benefit at the same time. Once submitted to HMRC and published, employees will be able to view their P11Ds in the WorkZone app or the employee portal, just as they would with their payslips and other documents. Let's head to the Manage Users page now. So the Manage Users page is where you can set up either full or restricted access users. If you're setting up a restricted access user, you're able to choose which areas of the business and which employees or employee groups users have access to. You can also set up and manage your employee groups here, as well as two-factor authentication, which is mandatory for all full access and reporting level users. So we'll go back to the Employees tab on the home screen now, and we'll take a look at how you can add an employee. There are various ways you can add employees into KeyPay. The best way to do this varies depending on whether you're setting up a new business or transferring from another payroll software, as well as the number of employees in the business you're bringing over. Using the employee self-setup is quick and easy. Simply add a few basic details, and the employee will then receive an email with instructions on how to complete their setup. An advantage of this is that while they're doing this, you can still be adding additional information for that employee. Or you can manually add an employee yourself using the Employee Wizard. Simply click on the Add Employee tab and you'll be taken through a 5-step wizard. In practice, it's pretty straightforward. You just need to fill in the details beginning with the personal details here. If the postal address is the same as the residential address, just tick the box, there's no need to add it twice. Now you can communicate with your employees via email, SMS, or you can even download and print if you really want to. The second page here just includes a few more details such as the employee start date and their salary information. Here you can enter the employee bank details, but of course if this is not yet known you can fill these in at any point in the future. These last two pages include the payroll ID, national insurance number, opening balances and any pension information. Alternatively, you can import your employees quickly by using our FPS upload feature. It's an easy process. Simply export the relevant data by downloading the latest FPS submission made to HMRC by your previous provider. Click the Import Employees button here and select the correct file import before uploading. It's quick, and once complete, your employees are in the business with their opening balances with only a couple of details needed to complete the setup. Sage users can take advantage of our Sage 50 import. Using this allows you to import company pension details, employee details, as well as opening balances. So now that we've completed most of the basic business settings and imported some employees, let's take a closer look at some of the employee settings. Beginning with the pay run defaults. The details here are used when creating a pay run. They are populated using the information entered when adding the employee, but you can change them at any time if you need to. Need to schedule a new pay rate to take effect from a future date? No problem. Simply press the Apply from a Specified Date tab here. On the pay rate screen, you can check the different rates of pay for each pay category and update them at an individual level if you need to. The Employee Pension Setting screen enables you to check and amend the assessment and enrolment details of an employee. You can also override the pension contributions at an individual level on this page. And as you can see, further down the screen, you have the option to opt the employee out of the pension. We'll take a quick look at the pay run inclusions now. This includes any additional items set up against an employee to be automatically included in a pay run, such as HMRC adjustments including pension adjustments, tax adjustments, deductions and expenses. It's also worth noting that any deductions that have been set up on the business deductions page will appear in the drop-down box here for you to apply at an employee level. If you need to apply an attachment of earnings order, these can also be applied here. Every employee with an email address can have access to the employee portal, which gives easy access to payslips, P60s, P11Ds, and other documents uploaded by you. Everything is automatically posted to the employee portal. If you ever have to make changes to any documents, a payslip for example, then the portal will only show the updated version to the employee, meaning you don't have to go in and make any manual changes, deletions, or extra uploads. The Employee Portal Access page shows which employee email address is used to access the portal. Now you can grant and revoke the access at any time from the Business Employee Portal settings. Here, you can also see which employees have been granted access, which are eligible, and which have yet to be granted access. In the Employee Portal settings, you also have the flexibility to choose exactly what they can and can't do in the Employee Portal, such as edit their personal details and bank account information. So, now that we've set up some employees, we'll explore the pay runs. You have the flexibility in KeyPay to manually process pay runs or take advantage of our pay run automation. We'll take a look at the pay runs now and you'll be able to see for yourself just how quick and easy full payroll automation is. As you can see, there are multiple pay schedules already set up here, all on different pay frequencies. For the purpose of this webinar, I'm going to use the monthly pay schedule. And if I click on this blue monthly link, it'll open up that schedule. This one already has a name and a frequency set, but I can change this if I want. If you have a salaried employee that you know will receive the same salary every month, just tick the calculate monthly hours based on an annual average box here. If you want to add a message for the employees, you can also do so here. Pay run warnings can be configured here if you're processing a manual pay run. However, if you're setting up an automatic pay run, they can be configured as part of the pay run automation, which is configured here. Once you've reached the automation settings, you'll be guided through an easy-to-follow wizard. Beginning with the date you want the first pay run to be processed. You can leave the pay run to process indefinitely, or you can add a finish date. Now this can actually be quite handy for certain situations. For example, you might want to add an attendance bonus at the end of the year, so you could make the last automated pay run in November and manually process December's bonus payment before restarting the automated pay run again in January. Once the details have been added here, the next step is the pay run's warnings. This is a really important part of the pay run automation setup because as this is an automated pay run, if these warnings appear, they will pause the process so that the warning can be addressed, meaning you can sleep at night knowing that it won't run automatically with an error. There are quite a few pay run warnings available, and there may be some that you feel don't apply to your business. For example, you may not want the pay run to be paused because someone has a birthday. But there are also some warnings that are important, such as an error updating a tax code. You'll need to add the email address of the person who should be notified should any of these warnings appear. Now this can only be someone who has full access to the business because the notifications that are sent include a link to the pay run, and only full access users can access the pay runs in KeyPay. The next step is the pay run finalisation. You may wish to finalise the first few pay runs manually until you're familiar with the system. You can come back and change this at any time. However, you can still choose to submit the pay run to HMRC immediately. There are further options regarding pay slips, notifications, report packs and pensions if you have one set up, and these can be configured to be sent immediately, on a date of your choosing, or manually if you wish. The final page is just a summary of your pay schedule, and if you're happy with your settings, you can press complete and then save the schedule. So no matter which option you go for, you'll be able to use the pay run approval feature. With this, you can nominate single or multiple users to receive notifications once the pay run has been created for them to approve or decline before it's finalised. It's easy to set up, and you can even create an approval reminder. As with the pay run automation, the final page is a summary, and if you're happy, you can press complete and save the new settings. So we'll take a very quick look at the pay run now. It's very straightforward, with the pay schedule at the top, as well as the pay period and pay date. What you see under these tabs depends on how your pay schedules are configured. You can see any warnings which we've just set up, as well as leave and expense requests. Just below these tabs, you have all the employees who are included in the pay run and their pay run details. A useful trick, click on the blue pencil icon and you'll be taken straight to the employee details page. This opens up in a new tab, enabling you to carry on working within the pay run. You can look at the pay run details for any employee by clicking on their name. This pay run has been finalised, meaning no changes can be made in its current state. But if you need to make a change, simply unlock the pay run. You can then do a lot from within the pay run. Looking at the Actions tab here, you can see that we can add an extra earnings line, add an expense, even apply for leave, to name a few things. So, there you have it, a flying tour of KeyPay. We've just given you a basic overview today, covering the aspects you'll need to get started, but if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to ask them now. Thank you.